देखिए, लारावेल एक बहुत ही क्लीन स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट देता है, जिससे बड़े या छोटे वेब एप्लीकेशंस का कोड बिना उलझे एकदम सही जगह पर रहता है और हमारा काम फटाफट होता है। तो सबसे पहले बात करते हैं रूट डायरेक्टरी की, जो आपके प्रोजेक्ट का बुनियादी ढांचा है। इसे बिल्कुल एक घर के नक्शे की तरह समझें। यहाँ कॉन्फ़िग में आपकी सारी सेटिंग्स होती हैं। राउट्स में वेब और एपीआई यानी एपीआई के रास्ते तय होते हैं, और पब्लिक फोल्डर में इमेजेस और सीएसएस जैसी फाइल्स सेफ रहती हैं। दूसरा, इस बाहरी ढांचे के बाद चलिए थोड़ा गहराई में ऐप डायरेक्टरी की तरफ चलते हैं, जो बेसिकली आपके एप्लीकेशन का दिमाग है। इसमें एचटीटीपी और मॉडल्स जैसे फोल्डर होते हैं, जो कंट्रोलर्स और डेटाबेस कनेक्शन के साथ आपका सारा मेन लॉजिक हैंडल करते हैं। अंत में लारावेल के डायनामिक फोल्डर्स पर आते हैं। लारावेल इतना स्मार्ट है ना कि जॉब्स या इवेंट्स जैसे फोल्डर डिफ़ॉल्ट रूप से पहले मौजूद नहीं होते। जब आप टर्मिनल में आर्टिसन मेक कमांड्स चलाते हैं, तो ये ज़रूरत पड़ने पर खुद ब खुद जनरेट हो जाते हैं। तो क्लास, ज़रा सोचिए, अगर आपको एक नया कस्टम कमांड बनाना हो तो आर्टिसन उसे किस फोल्डर में सेव करेगा? संक्षेप में, लारावेल का स्ट्रक्चर आपके कोड को व्यवस्थित रखता है और ज़रूरत के हिसाब से खुद को ढाल लेता है। आज ही इसका अभ्यास करें और अपनी कंप्यूटर स्किल बेहतर बनाएं। पूरा वीडियो देखने के लिए चैनल पर जाएं।
Welcome to Laravel. If you've just run the installation command for the first time, you're likely staring at a massive list of folders and files. It's perfectly normal to feel a bit lost in all this code. An avalanche of directories drops out of nowhere. App, bootstrap, config, vendor. A fresh installation looks like a complex maze. Over the next 5 minutes, we're going to organize this chaos. We will map out exactly where your custom logic goes, where your user interface designs live, and how your database connects to it all. Later, we will run a simple command line test to watch Laravel automatically generate the missing folders it needs, exactly when it needs them. Learning this map means you will spend less time hunting through directories and more time writing the features that make your application unique. Step 1 is understanding the root directory. This is the top level of your project, and the most crucial folder here for security is the public directory. Looking at this code editor, we can see the public folder expanded to reveal the index.php file. This file acts as the bouncer for your application. It is the single entry point for all incoming requests, meaning no external web traffic can directly access your core application files. Next is the config directory. Think of this as the master control panel. It houses all your application-wide settings, from database connection details to time zones. Then we have the vendor folder. This is a locked vault containing your Composer dependencies. Composer dependencies are third-party PHP packages that Laravel relies on to function. You should never manually edit any files inside this vendor directory. If you change a file here, your modifications will be completely overwritten the next time you update your packages. These outer folders, public, config, and vendor, handle the environment and external dependencies. These safely isolate the framework's internal mechanics from your custom code. Now that we have the outer ring sorted, let's look at how the URLs a user types into their browser connect to the visual web pages they see on screen. A web request enters the routes/web.php file. Acting as a traffic cop, it reads the URL and directs traffic to the correct internal logic. It then branches into the resources/views directory, the home for your visible design elements like HTML and CSS. So the routes directory handles the backend logic of where a user goes, while the resources directory handles the front-end presentation of what the user actually sees. Separating the web address from the visual appearance is the essential first step in keeping your application architecture organized. Next, we move into the app directory. This is the primary location where the logic of your custom application resides. Looking closely at the app directory in this code editor, you can see the HTTP folder, and inside that, the controllers directory. Controllers contain the specific code that processes user requests and makes decisions about what data to load. Right alongside HTTP, you will find the models folder. Models act as the direct translators between your application's PHP code and your database tables. If you have a users table in your database, you will use a user model here to interact with it. Speaking of the database, let's step out of the app folder entirely and look down at the root-level database directory. Inside, you will find a folder called Migrations. Migrations are step-by-step PHP scripts used as blueprints to physically construct your database tables and columns. You will also see a seeders folder. Seeders are internal tools used to quickly populate all of those newly built tables with dummy testing data. The relationship is straightforward. Your models interact with the data, while your migrations define the structure of that data. By storing the active thinking logic in the app directory and the static structural blueprints in the database directory, the data layer remains strictly isolated from your application logic. You might notice something missing. If you read the documentation, it mentions advanced folders like jobs and events, but in a fresh installation, those folders simply do not exist. This is intentional. Laravel provides a built-in command line tool called Artisan, which acts like a robotic assistant for your project. Look at this terminal interface. By typing and executing this command, PHP artisan make job send email job, we tell the framework we want to create a new background task. The moment you hit enter, Laravel creates an app/jobs folder for you and generates a ready-to-use boilerplate class file inside it. Laravel intentionally hides complexity early on. It dynamically expands its directory tree only when you specifically request new features through the terminal. The directory structure evolves alongside your project, adding new capabilities only when your specific application requires them. Let's review the complete map. A URL comes into the routes directory, the logic is processed by controllers inside the app folder, data is retrieved using models connected to the database, and the final result is presented through templates in the resources directory. Now it's your turn. Open your code editor, bring up your terminal, and use Artisan to generate a new controller. Watch exactly where that file appears in your tree. If mapping out the framework removed your hesitation about starting a new Laravel project, click the like button and subscribe for more developer breakdowns. Knowing where things belong is the biggest hurdle. Once you hold this map in your head, you stop searching for files and start building your application.
Students, if you find this video helpful, please press the like button first.